Films and where we watch them. It's incredibly important. Today I want to be talking about my experiences in collecting my studies watching films. These films will be Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, 1974, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, 2001, and Longlegs, 2024. Longlegs I saw in the cinema at Picture House Central on Screen 2, whereas both Godzilla pictures I watched it in a classroom setting at Coslet 124. I'll be referencing these films along with also referencing Julian Hanich with a piece of work called Watching a Film with Others, Towards a Theory of Collective Spectatorship. Watching films, although a simple act of sitting down and watching a blank screen turn to colour and give us wonderment and amazement, its different environments can change completely how we enjoy that piece of media. For example, most common types are at home, at a friend's house, at a cinema, perhaps even an outdoor cinema. Now, as much as we all prefer to see films perhaps on our own so we get the best cinematic experience, this could be because of, well, we're taking it all in, we need to listen to everything, see everything, and even missing a single frame could spoil an entire sequence of the film for us, and we might even have to be asking questions or even confused as to the subsequent sections of the film. But cinema, especially in a theatre setting, is meant to be a collaborative experience. Here's where I'll be referencing Julian Hanich's theories of collective spectatorship. Now, to reference this, myself and a group of friends watched a couple of Godzilla films in a classroom setting. We watched this in a setting which had a very large, very sharp and colourful and vibrant television screen with subpar but still surround sound. The way we saw it, though, was not at the best. We were wrestling with desks, light was coming in, and we were constantly checking to see if we could see someone from the gap in the doorway. Now, comparing this to the film I watched in the cinemas recently, Longlegs.
We have 10 letters like it over the past 30 years, and all of them signed with one word: Longlegs.
Longlegs was a film we saw in the pitch black in a perfect setting, optimised sound, optimised screen, and pitch black with numerous people around me, around about 50 people sat alongside me. Now, one thing I noticed is the experience I got from these films. I watched a film, but they were very, very different. One thing I got from Longlegs was seeing a film ultimately collaboratively, and I wish I hadn't. Now, when I saw Longlegs in the cinema, it was an experience locked in. I was completely taken by whatever I was consuming. Unfortunately, I still didn't have the best experience of this. One aspect of this was due to the lighting. Now, perfectly pitch black, no one was showing off anything else, even all the phones were off. Unfortunately, it is not safe to turn off all lighting in a cinema. There will still be stair lights, and there will obviously be fire exit signs lit. As much as that is a safety precaution, it also can mean that we see the shadows of people coming in and out of the cinema, which was unfortunately what happened to me. I saw multiple people coming in, half of the screen, talking amongst their friends, or even picking up popcorn or snacks from the floor. To quote in Julian Hanich's writing, what I propose then is merely a theoretical abstraction of quiet collective spectatorship. I suggest my definition as an ideal type in the Weberian sense. This ideal type might serve as a heuristic to compare actual historical cases of various and diverse quiet attentive audiences actually following the various kinds of films, genres and modes. Moreover, discussing the quiet attentive mode as an ideal type also implies that I have to downplay the fact that in reality, the silence might be interrupted by instances of laughing, screaming, moaning or gasping. These and other forms of expressive response bring the collective aspect to the fore in quite different ways, and should be taken into account in a comprehensive phenomenology of shared spectatorship. Comparing this experience to the one I got in the Godzilla films, I watched it in a classroom, not as comfortable, not as convenient, but with the right environment. I saw it with a number of friends there. We weren't bothered about being quiet, we weren't bothered about letting us sit and enjoy the film. We just knew what we're getting ourselves into because we had a shared vision of what to get out of the film. Hanich talks about a shared collaborative experience when seeing the film, a mutual intention of that to enjoy the film. Our shared intention of our friends was all the same. We wanted to see a film in the silliest form possible because that was our shared collaborative intention. Both of these films of Godzilla are considered for the community of kaiju fans to be hilarious and a real blast to go through. Most notably in the 1974 Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. This is when the era of Godzilla was aiming towards more children content and was starting to get back into its mature roots that started the original back in 1954 by Ishiro Honda. At this time though, this was a film designated to be entertaining above all else, and that is absolutely what we went for. Jumping into the future of Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters, All Out Attack. This film was meant to both be an ode to the original and reignite the feelings of old. So as much as it was more mature and is more critically acclaimed because of this, it also is an awful lot of fun, embracing both the techniques of suitmation and all the cheesy writing that made the horror of the 90s just so hilarious to us. Our friends knew this. We completely sat there, openly joked at the slightly awkward dialogue or the here and there action sequences, but it didn't matter. It was a complete blast to sit through. We had the shared collaborative experience and intention towards watching this film. In my opinion, films are a collective medium, whether you like it or not, whether enjoyed independently or collaboratively. Due to social media and rising ticket sales, seeing a film is a form of an activity we make among our friends and family. Whether we know them or not, we often spot them in the foyer before or after seeing a film, maybe in the corner of our eye, in the top row, or even perhaps as simple as we saw them comment about it on a social media post.